What's up, guys? Tim Cross here from Real Shoot Wrestling. One of our own that actually passed away a couple months ago, Nick Shomo. He's going to have a benefit show with APWA in Clarksburg, West Virginia at the Stonewood Volunteer Fire Department this Friday, May 6th. Doors at 6:45. Bell time is 7:15. Make sure you come out. There is going to be Jock Sampson, Viper, Onyx, Just in Case, Jason Kincaid, and actually one of our own that's right here with us now, TJ Phillips. Who are you going to be wrestling this weekend, or do you know yet? Have you been given the card?
Yeah, they told me earlier this week that it's me against the Tarkana Death Warrior.
That will be a very interesting match. If you have seen anything with his work, he is a very old school Kamala-ish type wrestler against someone of TJ Phillips' stature. It'll be a great match, so make sure you check it out. I'm trying to think of anybody else. DeGette Bundles will be there. That'll be awesome. Like I said, Jock Sampson. So it's going to be a good night of indie pro wrestling, and it's in your backyard. It's APWA WrestleCade 4?
I think that's a 6.
6? I'm not good with Roman numerals. I don't give a shit. Anyway, so that's what's going on, and all the proceeds go to Nick Shomo and his family.
It's a great cause.
It's a great cause. So if you like pro wrestling, go check it out this weekend in Stonewood, West Virginia.
And that was a shoot. Yeah, that's full-blown shoot.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast number 7, Siete.
Yes.
We are here for our Spanish fans down in the below the border.
Yeah, we know 1 through 10 in Spanish.
Donald Trump is now the candidate, so you guys might want to cross the border now. While you can. Hey, how you guys doing? Real Shoot Wrestling. Man, we have gotten a lot of ads on Twitter this week. 300 followers or extra,
and a lot of fans on the Instagram as well.
Yeah.
So
if you haven't followed us already, RSW Podcast. To our new listeners, thanks for joining us.
We appreciate you.
We hope you don't hate us, but if you do, that's probably your fault. You're probably just a mark.
It's your fault.
So, Payback Sunday. What'd you think?
I was impressed with it. I thought it was from top to bottom.
Top to possum.
Top to bottom. Even the pre-show was good. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. A lot of people make jokes about the pre-show, but let's be honest, it's still the show.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And like before the network, those matches were unaired, so we're getting a bonus match every week. So,
well, back in the day, it used to be called Free for All.
Yeah,
and you got to watch it a half hour on pay-per-view or on whatever channel Sunday Night Heat was on, because that's what they would do. Now you're just watching it on the network, which you're going to watch the pay-per-view on the network anyway. So what does it matter? You're still watching it. You're still getting to see it. Both matches on the pre-show were awesome.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Did you like the Baron Corbin lost his first singles pay-per-view match?
Where I'm at with that is it's Dolph and Corbin. I've started to like Corbin, and I've also liked Dolph for forever.
Yeah.
So it was just a good match. So I'm happy as a wrestling fan. So I didn't really think much of it. It's a situation to where, what are you going to say? You buried one to push another, or what are you supposed to do there?
It's tough because both guys are they're not going to ever be maybe I mean, they're going to be like guys that are going to dwindle between the mid card and maybe the main card the main event every now and then. But yeah, they're just trying to build that mid card right now, I think.
There's nothing wrong with that, because if you build your mid card, it makes more of the show interesting. Because for me, I'm not saying I'm a Roman Reigns fan, but he's bothering me a whole lot less now since this story with AJ. And I think it's because it's a good story. So I think in the long run, AJ is helping him.
Yeah. What do you think? What did you think about the main event?
I hate start and stops.
Okay.
And when you continuously do it again, just to tell a story with your, let's say GMs.
Right.
When it's a start and stop story, I start to lose interest.
I don't understand how they're vying for control of Raw, yet they're making decisions on these restarts during the pay-per-view. But that could be a whole nother conversation. But
well, like always, this is just to, it's going to start off good, and then it'll get crappy, and then it'll be like, well, I want to do this, well, I want to do that, well, I want to do this, well, I will do that. Vince can't decide who he likes because he likes what everybody was doing, so he splits them. And that's when everybody gets their brand split.
I, for one, was absolutely captivated by the main event. I was, especially the last 10 minutes, I thought they really did a good job of drawing that in. And even on the main event for Raw, seeing those guys come out together, Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, wearing the black and white, I was
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't know how many, people don't realize it. They're just, going and commenting on what it was that they saw, but they really don't put in, any thought into it to think, a year ago, if you would have told me I was watching the fucking Bullet Club
5 months ago.
5 months ago, in the main event of a Raw, I would have told you, I would have laughed.
So, even the subtleties, AJ Styles wearing red tights on Sunday, and then coming out with the black and white on Monday. Just those little simple changes and really adds to the storyline.
Mm-hmm. And it's just it is those little things that for me, and obviously you, it's just like, oh man, this is awesome. You noticed that, he went from red one night to black and white the other night because that's the colors of Bullet Club. That's the gear colors of Carl and Gallows. And people don't notice those little things. So, to you and me, it's like, holy shit, this is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's just so many layers to this, and it can go so many ways. And people just get so hung up because it's Roman Reigns, but it's like, enjoy this.
Yeah, it's almost like, all right, congratulations. It's now to the point to where you can stop finger pointing and going, oh, well, you're only not liking Roman Reigns because it's cool to not like him. Well, now I feel like, people are trying to, it's now cool to hate people that hate Roman Reigns.
Because it's not like this is not a good storyline. This is
a good storyline, and Roman Reigns is doing really good, so shut up and watch it.
This is one of the best ones they've had in a while.
Yeah, this is a good, I'm more interested in this than I ever was with Triple H and Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
because it was just a poorly
everyone
told
knew
storyline to make Trip look big, Trip look big, Trip look big, Trip look big, and then boom, we all know what's going to happen at WrestleMania, and it happened.
Yeah.
This, it was like, yeah, we know Roman's going to win, but at the same time, you just don't know
the payoffs.
You just don't know. You just don't know how long this story's going to be. Everybody's like, Finn lost the belt, so that means Finn's coming in, and Finn's doing this, and Finn's doing that. And would I have liked to seen that? Yeah. But the fact that they didn't do anything with it at all, and they pretty much turned it into, instead of, it's like they're telling that story, and they're getting there with it, and they're still telling it, but there's not an ending yet. But we're going to go ahead and include the GM story involved at the same time. so it brings more people into it because it's more than one story going on at once. Like right now is exactly what everybody liked about the Attitude Era, but everybody's whining about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like imagine everybody gives me crap because I just don't think that the Attitude Era was as good as everybody acts. But what's funny is I guarantee if you took the Attitude Era that everybody loves and put it in front of the TV right now with the way everybody is, people would be bitching about it now.
Oh, yeah. And that roster was nowhere as deep as this one is.
Not at all. Even with the injuries, the roster that they have right now is deep. Deep. And they're only making it deeper. And people don't get that. So what I'm saying is, do the brand split right now? No. Because it's deep on the roster that it is. But if you brand split and then one or two people get hurt somewhere, that show might be screwed. But if you wait another 6 months on this, build this story, get people involved, and then boom, you do the brand split with that many more people coming back from injuries, that, you know, other people involved and the other signees and the other people getting signed and all that. Like this could be, you could literally be getting two Attitude Eras
and
at the same time.
They always have that downtime like after SummerSlam, because everyone always talks about the downtime after WrestleMania, but really their most downtime is when football hits. So that would be a really good time to start the brand split.
Yeah,
keep on drawing that out until then.
Exactly, and you know, it's everybody wants the story now, but then whenever they get the story, it's like, okay, well, I want the next story.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, just hold on and watch it. It's just like people don't realize Bruno Sammartino held a belt for 7 years.
Yeah,
and you've got people bitching about Kalisto with the U.S. title on every pre-show for 3 months, or having to watch, you know, Kalisto and Ryback for the, you know, so many times, or this so many times. People used to work the same match for 3 years in a row.
Yeah, how many times did Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes wrestle?
Who knows? Like nobody's happy. Everybody wants an awesome match and an awesome story with an awesome different person every week, and that's not possible.
Two guys that can go every single night, and people I don't think will ever get tired of Zayn and Owens. Those guys not only wrestled, but they continued to wrestle during the next match, during Cesaro and Miz, and people loved it.
Dude, they love it. People are behind it, but it doesn't need pushed any more than it is. It just needs to keep. Yeah. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, and just keep going with it.
And I really like that they're putting Miz and Cesaro into this, just so that it kind of adds another layer to this, and it keeps it fresh. So that it isn't Zayn and Owens one-on-one every single time, but it's still part of.
And they're still, and like I said, just like the main event story, they're literally putting in the Owens and Zayn and Cesaro and Miz in one story while telling two completely different stories at the same time. So it's really interesting, and it makes you want to pay attention for longer than one match or one segment, or okay, I saw this part, I'm going to go change the channel and watch this, I'll come back to it at the end or something.
Yeah, I thought that match really was a really good, man, it was just such electricity when those guys get in the ring together.
Oh yeah, like you could just.
And then he goes on commentary, Kevin Owens, after.
Oh my god, and puts on the hat
while he's bleeding.
Yeah, and then puts on the hat. Oh my god, he's so funny. I mean, he's supposed to not have people like him, but for people not to see that that's what it is, and for people not to like it, I just don't get it. I don't know what they want in a pro wrestler anymore. Yeah. Wow. The dude can go, the dude can talk, the dude can be funny, he can be serious, he can look monstrous, he can look like a goof.
Yeah. The opening match had that terrible sequence with Enzo Amore. What did you think when that happened? I was scared to death. His eyes were rolling back, and
I came back after it already happened. Because I was trying to put my boys to bed, so it was like, you know, I was catching up with it, and then they went back and played it, and I just couldn't talk. Like, I couldn't breathe.
Just to see the look on Cass and the New Day's face when that happened.
It's like New Day tried to keep in character, but they were just like,
you could see
shit,
the collar
like,
draining.
we know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, and then the ref had no idea what he was doing. Just
how do you let Simon Gotch grab him?
Yeah.
Why does Simon Gotch think you grab him by the head? No. There's that whole like, well, he didn't know, and you're supposed to keep going, and blah blah blah. No, there's an easy work the crowd. Yeah. There's an easy way to do that. You are a heel. There is no reason for a heel to be fast paced with someone.
Right.
Talk shit. Talk to the crowd. Do your thing with Adam English. Act like he's talking to you. Do not go outside of the ring, and do not grab him. He was stiff as a board.
Yeah, and they did a good job of getting heat the next night with the promo
that's the only thing they've done right about the whole thing. Yeah. Now, if anybody gets mad over it, so be it. That's what they've got to do to get over at this point, because people just look at them as jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's good that it happened, but in all honesty, if they play their cards right, this might help them.
There's definitely a silver lining. I mean, honestly, the doctor should have gotten the message from the back, you need to go.
Yeah.
Like right now. I mean, that was... They took way too long for that.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have learned from the whole Lawler thing that you gotta go now.
Like he was stiff. Like if these doctors are, the doctors that they say they are, when you see a dude's arms go as stiff as 2x4s, obviously he's knocked the fuck out.
Just even the way he was breathing, it was just not, wasn't good.
Yeah, man, the breathing in itself. Whenever you're breathing the way he was, like your eyes are open, but you're breathing like you're snoring while you're sleeping, yeah, it's over. So they should have took the big outside noise from a big old truck. But yeah, you should, as a ref and as a doctor from the sideline, like, it shouldn't even have been a call from the back.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he's done.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knew he was done except Simon Gotch.
And the referee.
Yeah. All right, so Jericho and Ambrose. I mean, it was a good little match, and I guess you're going to continue with that. Are you digging that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Hold on, I was parched. Yeah, I like it, and it's something that as they're going, they're still doing a story. So it's not like, hey, here's the story, now here's the match. It's here's the story as the matches happen.
Yeah, and even that feud is injecting the GM thing into it, because Ambrose had Stephanie on.
Well, I think if they're smart, it should involve almost every match.
Yeah.
And so I just have really no complaints about what they're doing right now as a whole, in general.
Not even about the women's Chicago screw job.
No, because they have Bret Hart and Ric Flair involved, so I knew it was going to be stupid in the first place. So it's like I had no real expectations of that situation anyway, because it's just so flippy-floppy back and forth with them, because for me, it's like, well, I know Sasha's getting it in SummerSlam, so it's like, all right, just waiting around until August.
So this is like the whole Roman Reigns thing. It's that someone's going to get it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of like you knew Roman was going to get it at WrestleMania. So
is there a double standard?
So you just don't care. But like this way, it's like, well, Sasha's going to get it at SummerSlam, so it's just like this story is whatever. Nobody cares.
Would be a little
and that's why nobody plays it off as Natalya being the wrestler that she is. Yeah. She may not be able to talk, but let's be honest. Let's look back at the women's history in wrestling. Even the good ones, were they really able to talk? I mean, are they really out there giving soap opera dialect? Not really. If they were that good of an actress, they'd be on a fucking TV show.
I guess so. Well, I really think that there's never a good time when a ref turns heel. I mean, can you really think of a good storyline where that happens?
I can't think of a good storyline with a ref.
Yeah.
Unless the ref's getting a huge bump.
I don't really know where they're going with this. Maybe Charles Robinson is is on his way. I mean, he's been in the game for a while, so maybe this is his last little gig.
Maybe
he gets to work a feud or a story with Flair. So
he's already worked one.
Yeah. So anyway,
he's even got a robe and everything.
So yeah, I guess so.
No, in real life, like turns out I found this out last month.
It wouldn't surprise me.
My wife works with someone that knows him family wise.
Charles Robinson.
Yeah, and knows him from
he
down
hasn't aged at all.
Down in the Carolinas. Surprisingly, no, not at all. He hasn't aged one bit from WCW, but
Flair has.
But yeah, he literally has been. He was Little Nate on the indies in that area and stuff, I guess, for a couple shows and stuff like that. And I just think that's hilarious.
All right, so there's a lot that went on, but we have to talk about this Ryback thing because
what is there to talk about?
Blowing up the internet, though.
He's a jackass. He doesn't play ball, but yet wants to be given the ball to run with.
Well, what do you think about his whole thing about the pay scale?
What about it? There's a damn reason why the pay scale is the way it is, and there's a damn reason why the champion gets paid more.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying that Kalisto needs to be making more than Ryback? Yes, because Kalisto sells more merch.
Yeah, now, for those of you that haven't heard, Ryback has been upset, and he made this big post on social media that he doesn't believe that wrestlers should be paid differently. They should all be paid the same, and that the only difference is, basically what they sell with merch. And, that's, to me, that's crazy. Because you don't pay a quarterback and a kicker the same amount.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not fucking giving, the kicker Tom Brady's money.
Yeah.
You're not,
So, and, I mean, honestly, do you go to see Ryback when you're going to see a show?
No, and I'm sure as hell not going to buy a stupid ass necklace and his dumb ass shirt. That's the thing. The reason people think that wrestling ability is involved and being a veteran of the game is involved. No, if your ass can move merchandise, then you will be put in place where you will be seen on TV to move that merchandise. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. What the hell's the point? Daniel Bryan was amazing for how long, but didn't get anything.
Right.
And then it got over with the beard and the Yes movement, and he just started moving shirts and shirts and shirts. New Day. New Day is the perfect example. In less than a year, you go from getting... They were fighting for one T-shirt at Mania to this year being...
Highest seller.
Highest seller on the main roster. The highest seller was Nakamura.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, Nakamura.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you think Ryback is done?
I hope he's done.
Yeah.
In WWE, yeah.
Yeah.
The only other places I could see him working is maybe TNA. That's the only one that even makes any sense. Where's he going to go? Lucha Underground? You've already, like I said before, you've already got that.
Cage.
Yeah, they've already got Cage.
You actually agreed with Ryback. He tweeted that he agreed with him. They're probably on the same roids.
Well, yeah. They probably got the same guy. Dealer. They got the same dealer for their roids.
Yeah, so if you go back and look at that...
Yeah, but did you notice the people that agree with him aren't fucking champions?
That's true.
Exactly. He wasn't bitching about it when he was holding the IC title for a minute.
Or in the main event.
It's just... That is insane. That is insane. If you're a band... yeah, I understand that. If you're a dance group or some type of group of that type of nature, entertainment-wise, yeah, everybody gets paid the same. But in sports, in this, where it's merchandise is involved and it's a bigger picture than just what's going on, then no, that's just just fucking insane.
Even with that, the openers are not paid as much as the headliner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that is true. You're not going to get, and that's exactly the point. He's a guy that has You know, just look at it. Just look at social media. Let's look at how many people follow him. Let's look how many people follow John Cena. Should he be making John Cena money?
No.
Jesus Christ, no.
No.
Like, there's not even a chance. You know, so it's that, you know, it's just a way somebody thinks, and it's horribly wrong.
And the group of the original Nexus group, who's left now? If he's gone,
Heath
and Wade Barrett's still there, I guess.
and
Is Otunga still on the roster?
well, he's on the
He's
pre-show.
on I don't know if that counts.
But you have McGillicuddy, Curtis Axel.
Was he on that?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was he
oh,
on?
that's right, Michael McGillicuddy.
Was he in the original one or the
I
second
don't think
one?
he was. I think
What-
he was in the second one.
Oh, the original one. Yeah, I don't know. Darren Young.
That's right.
Which
Yeah, that's.
can we
all
talk
right.
about it?
Go ahead. Yeah,
Did you? All right.
Bob Backlund.
He's going to walk in. Darren Young is going to walk into Bob Backlund in the back of a SmackDown, and is going to recruit him to be his life coach.
And people are complaining about this, but
This is going to be hilarious.
yeah,
And I have a friend that's in the room with us, and he would probably be better knowing this than me. Isn't Bob Backlund a homophobe?
I've heard stories and I've not heard stories.
Yeah, Bob Backlund's a homophobe and an idiot.
yeah.
He'll say whatever you tell him to. Just go back and look at his promos whenever he was battling Diesel
Yeah.
and Bret Hart. But this, I think, for Darren Young is going to be awesome.
Yeah, because he has a storyline now. When's the last time he's been in one?
He has a storyline. He has the ability to be on TV and to keep an audience if given the ability, I think. And I think he proved that with, the primetime players. So add Bob Backlund and get the older fans to pay attention to him maybe. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens here.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this week on WWE Network they added the War Games collection to the network.
Woo!
And this was right along the time that we've heard rumors that the War Games might be debuting in the WWE, and that would be a big. Now we heard this a couple years ago when Evolution was feuding with the Shield, and it never happened.
And we also heard it whenever they released the DVD.
Right, but the big difference is now that Dusty Rhodes is gone, they have a reason to say, well, this is in honor of the Dream. We're going to have the War Games at Survivor Series. And they need to inject something in the Survivor Series, so that might be just the thing.
But I've seen a lot of stuff for Battleground. It being Battleground.
Yeah, I hate that pay-per-view name.
Oh, yeah. First of all...
If you're going to do King of the Ring, do it there.
First of all, there's too many big shows.
Yeah.
There's too many big shows. What happened? Why can't you do Saturday Night Main Event
Right, yeah. I
live on the network? Stop with the pay-per-views. It's unneeded at this point, since it's not about pay-per-view buys anymore. You're still giving people the show. Do in your houses on Saturdays.
I guess that would just be the traditional thing, and I don't know.
And make Survivor Series important again.
Yeah.
Either give it its traditional matches or give it War Games this year.
I don't know if they are afraid to step on MMA's toes. I know
They do Hell in a Cell.
I'm just saying on Saturday night because that's typically the MMA night, and they won't admit they'll say that that's not competition, but
That's also the one night,
and I know
more than any other night that people go out too. So
that's true, but a lot of people watch MMA on Saturdays.
Don't run it against MMA.
Yeah. There's just so much MMA on now.
And maybe see how many people watch you on a pay-per-view on a Saturday night per se, or big show on a Saturday night, and see how many people watch you on a Sunday, and see if it's not smarter in the long run.
So there were also rumors the Undertaker might be done.
Good.
You think so?
Yeah. How long are you gonna? have this guy carry your WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree with that. And
just for that fact, like, this isn't even me hating him. This isn't even me, like, saying he's washed up. This is nothing to that extent. It's just, how long are you going to... It's just like Ric Flair. Right. How long are you going to keep using Ric Flair to get your daughter over? Like, if she's not over by now, then... and she's over. She's fine.
I felt bad for him this year because, obviously, injuries prevented that from being... Because, I mean, obviously it was going to be Cena and Undertaker. And that would have been great, but, it ended up being what it was. And it's still a really weird storyline where Shane loses and still has control.
Nobody explained that. They finally explained that. It was who's got the bigger dick. And that's literally what happened. That's why the match was literally supposed to be this is what's going on. But then, he said, Shane came out the next night, was very respectful to everybody, and just kind of did his thanks guys, appreciate it, and you went to leave, and he wasn't going to be outdone. So what did he do? He went and did what everybody wanted, but it was against his wishes. But, he did it. He explained it. You one-upped me. So he got pissed.
Yeah.
So then he went against totally what he was saying just because he got one-upped. So to me, I feel like they at least, even though it's bullshit, they still explained it.
Yeah.
So now I'm not so like, well, why the hell did they even have the jackass match?
I mean, he said it Sunday was to get pretty much get subscriptions. I mean, that's the only reason why. Eric Young showed up on NXT, the NXT tapings last week.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Not by some people, obviously.
Well, there was a lot of people that said, well, okay, it's just NXT&A now.
Which is bullshit.
Which is ridiculous because you want to have... Honestly...
People think that because they came from TNA, they suck. That's not true. TNA had talent.
Yeah.
Hella good talent.
Yeah, they messed that up.
But the thing is they have horrible story writers there.
Yeah.
It's absolutely horrible.
And honestly...
Every backstage interview or, like, confrontation between two guys, they act like they're spies all the time in the back walking around, and it's like, oh, shit, like CSI work. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So it's the storytelling. People don't understand that. You take good talent and you put them with good stories, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And honestly, as a business, what makes more sense? Are you going to spend 3 years paying a green guy to be in the performance center and maybe not even get on the main roster? Or are you going to pay a veteran that is going to make money for you guys?
Exactly. And right now, with all the call-ups that they have going on, you've got to fill somebody that can get in there now and pop a crowd now. Not like, hey, let's try this person out. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's move on to the next. And then you're gonna destroy 4 and 5 people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's just adding more depth to the roster.
Exactly.
Which is what everybody wants. Mm-hmm. Did you watch Camp WWE?
Dude.
Was that not great?
Oh, dude, Camp WWE was on a whole different level than I expected.
Yeah, I expected it to be very cheesy, and it was
very vulgar.
Very surprising.
Very vulgar.
I think just the whole caricature of Vince just was like dead on with what people perceive he really is like.
Oh my God, it is hilarious. It is. I don't know what's going on between the Edge and Christian show and
which that was great too,
and Camp WWE. They're just saying, fuck it, if you're going to say this stuff, we're going to call you out on it. Like, they made fun of CM Punk in his debut in UFC. And then what did they say? They said something about it'll probably happen before.
Yeah. Oh, man, that show is gold. So,
they're like, they do a segment, they talk about it, and they're like, CM Punk's UFC debut, and then it comes on, and they make the joke, and then at the end, I forget exactly what was said, but the punchline was, well, it'll probably happen before CM Punk's UFC debut.
Yeah. Edge, and they said they might not ever do a second season of Edge and Christian, but...
Why?
Edge said it's too much work.
He's such a jack. Too much work. Dude, I want to see another season of Legend House. Like, just you're telling me there's not 8 goofy ass legends that want to get in a house and get paid?
Yeah, I wanted to see. I wanted to just see Brett and Sean in a house together.
No, I don't. Stop messing with it. Like that's told, and people still don't know if it's a work or not. I mean,
I just
obviously,
want to see it. I think I would watch that for sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd also watch anything that. I mean, let's look at some people here that you could put on that show.
Yeah, I mean,
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He would never do it.
Why?
Because he's too busy with Redneck Island or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but at the same time, that shit would be hilarious.
Get like Sonny with a bunch of guys.
Oh my God, no.
That would be more than mature.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about Adam Rose? The whole Adderall thing?
From what I understand, Adam Rose got suspended because there was Adderall in his system, but it is prescribed by his doctor.
Right.
So there is a big disagreement of, it's not allowed, but at the same time, it is, the doctor gave it to him, so it should be fine. And, there's certain people that take it and say, well, I couldn't live life without it. They don't even like taking it, but they know how bad it could be without it. So they take it anyway. It's a whole like he say, she say, what if,
and we don't know what went on behind the scenes. That he may have been required to disclose it, and he may not have.
Exactly. So it's a whole like unknown still to who and what was known and what it is all about.
The internet always likes to think they know what's going on.
Exactly. So that's just an update of what's going on. It's really nobody's opinion here or there of what's going on,
Okay. So we have some questions from our Facebook page. If you guys haven't gone there, you need to go to our Facebook page, Real Shoot Wrestling.
Facebook, it's really simple. We might
make this a regular segment if the jackwagon's on there. Keep asking good questions.
Yeah, keep them good. Don't ask goofy questions.
Okay.
Please.
So, you hate this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Ryan Glasspool asks, what are the odds that the Elite and the New Day have a match?
I just don't see it happening. And if it ever does happen, it's not going to be the same spunk as if it would happen like within the next 2-3 months.
But, I mean, we've seen interpromotional matches in the WWE. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Once.
No, it's been more than once. We saw Taz and Triple H when he was in ECW.
No, but what I'm saying is they're one-offs.
Well, that's all this would be.
There's no way you can do this as a one-off.
I think you could if they do it at the Japan show in July.
I just don't.
You would watch it. Don't lie.
No, I'm not saying I would. I would watch it and would probably not allow anybody over at the house because I would be watching it with a boner. But because of pure shock of this happening, but it's just I just don't see it happening.
Okay, well, I do see it happening, but
when?
I think it's more.
When? How long?
I said July at the Japan show.
July? Okay.
And if it's not there, I doubt it would happen. That's the only place that would make sense.
I will eat my own fist.
Okay. Remember
if it happens in July.
If not this July, maybe even next year. But I think it'll eventually happen.
That's crazy.
All right. Roger Huffman asks, why is the roll-up constantly used as a finish?
Because. I don't know. Like, why? Why is that a big deal?
TJ Phillips is here, and he has...
All right. TJ Phillips has been on the show before. If you do not know of TJ Phillips, make sure you Google him and check him out. He is an independent pro wrestler.
So he's here to answer this question.
And he is here to answer this exact question, Roger
Why
Huffman.
is the roll-up used as a finish so often?
Because it's easier to take a roll-up than a finish. You take a finish, it kills you. A roll-up you can come back on because you just got caught. You didn't get beat, you just got caught.
Boom!
Exactly.
So, at least 1 to 2 times a week on Raw, people are getting caught and not beat. So if
That way you can come back.
that way you can come back and you still
And you're
don't.
not quote unquote buried, like the internet likes to say.
Exactly. Unless it is literally clean, like from start to finish of the match, there has been no interference, no weapons used, 100% followed the rules. It is a clean finish. If it is a roll-up, if it is a schoolboy, that is by surprise, like he said. But if there's any type of involvement from a manager, from another wrestler, from anything, you don't look bad if the rules aren't followed.
Mm-hmm.
You also don't look bad if you get caught, because that happens to a lot of people.
I think people probably are more upset when it happens on pay-per-views so often.
But so what?
But-
Do they not realize that back in the day there used to be Broadways and there used to be
Oh,
hour-long
I know.
matches?
I'm just saying-
and time would run out and it'd be like, oh, what do we do?
Draw.
Oh, you know what you do? You get your asses ready for the next pay-per-view that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Those two are going to fight again.
I'm just saying that people would like a difference between Raw and a pay-per-view. And
Yeah, I know that, and it should. But at the same time, it happens. Like, randomly, Florida State beats Duke in North Carolina in basketball. It randomly happens. WVU beats a big team in football or basketball. It happens.
Anyway.
It happens. Like, so Zack Ryder wins a title, and then the next night he gets beat by The Miz. It happens. Samoa Joe beat Finn Balor when he wasn't the demon.
Yeah.
It happens. Like, that's what people don't understand.
It's wrestling, people.
It's
Enjoy
wrestling.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so match of the week.
Match of the week for me was actually the main event after WrestleMania in Texas at the WrestleCon.
Okay.
It was Sami Callihan versus Pentagon Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And that was the night he officially announced that he was with Lucha Underground. And I think that's...
Okay.
But what's cool is no one knew who Sammy was going against.
oh, wow.
It was an unknown main event. They just knew it was Sammy.
Okay, so mine is from 20 years ago.
Oh, I know.
Now, Mick Foley posted on his Facebook page that it was 20 years ago last week that Undertaker and Foley wrestled for the first time. And that was actually on the free-for-all of a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But my match of the week is actually the pay-per-view after that, where Undertaker and Goldust are in a casket match together. And Mankind rolls out of there. The casket... I mean, of all the... I know we talk about the Attitude Era a lot, but that was one of those things that I did like, was that whole...
You mean that moment that was cool in the Attitude Era?
No, just that whole Undertaker, Mankind, like...
That was a good feud.
If we look at that today, if they tried doing that today, it would be looked at as really cheesy, but somehow they made it work.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, the Attitude Era is made of moments.
Yeah.
Not great wrestling.
Yeah, but those guys could work. I mean, not everybody could, but Goldust and Taker could work.
Yeah, but I mean, who was really like, oh shit, I can't wait to watch fucking Goldust and Taker?
My 10-year-old self did. Okay, so Wrestler
of the Week, who you got?
I had Kevin Owens.
You got Kevin Owens?
Yeah, because not only did he beat Sami Zayn, but...
Clean?
Yeah. But he was on commentary afterwards, spelled KO commentary.
Yeah.
And I just thought he had one of the best showings on the pay-per-view. And I don't want to pick two in a row like I did. So I picked AJ Styles last week, so I can't pick that this week.
Yeah, you can't.
who's
Mine's
yours?
gonna surprise.
Okay.
I
You're gonna pick the Ascension?
Yeah, I picked Victor from Victor for that sweet elimination during the U.S. Title. No, this one's really a big surprise probably, but I'm gonna pick Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Because I like to make fun of him, of course, because I still believe that he shouldn't be there. He's only there because of a false push.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Do I think that he can get there? Yeah.
Yeah.
But do I think he should be there right now? No.
It's not because he doesn't work
And it's
hard.
not because of me wanting Chris Hero at one time, because that's who it was supposed to be,
Right.
or anything like that. It's just, this isn't working, so why are you pushing him? Like, Sandow's thing wasn't working. What did you do? You didn't keep pushing him.
Right.
You took him off TV. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why
Yeah.
push him? So, I'm not getting into that, but
So why is he the wrestler of the week?
for me, the reason he
Talking
is...
crap about
I
him.
know. It's reason why. But I feel like he's in a good place right now.
Uh-huh.
I feel like...
You care about it.
I care about it, and I'm actually listening to what he is saying now. I am paying attention to what is going on with the world title.
I think in a lot of ways they've simplified it.
Yeah. It's like, listen, I don't like you, you don't like me.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I feel, and the reason why I kind of changed my mind on him is actually on our page, Lynn, he explained it to me. He likes the aggressive type, athletic. He likes the football player turned into the wrestler.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it as like you like intensity, I'm not saying it works for everybody, Psycho Sid. But
it does.
intensity for him is pretty much all he's really got going for him. But he does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And AJ's helping that come out in the match. So he is looking more intense to me. I noticed that. And he's putting together a good match because he's listening.
Plus, he wants to prove he belongs.
Exactly. So that's why he's listening when AJ's telling him what to do. And if there's anything that somebody can appreciate, is somebody that just shuts up and listens. So to me, he's looking really good right now. He's looking strong. He's looking like a champion. Yeah, it makes sense to me for him to be where he is compared to I'm Roman Reigns and I'm getting ready to win the title from Triple H. It makes way more sense to me right now as I'm Roman Reigns, the world champion, and I'm going against AJ Styles. It's turned me not into a Roman fan, but it's made me interested in watching what Roman Reigns is doing.
Cool.
So to me, he won me over for the week.
All right, guys. Hey, we got a big show coming up this weekend. Ring of Honor, New Japan's putting on an interpromotional pay-per-view. You guys might want to check out this weekend. It's got Adam Page, Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal, Colt Cabana.
Now, hold on. Don't just say who's in it.
All right. Well,
let's go through the card.
okay.
TJ, why don't you involve yourself in this card here?
For those of you
for
guys,
the first match.
yes.
For the first match.
For those of you guys that have always wanted to check out a non-WWE show, this would be the show to check out because it's going to have a lot of the big stars that aren't in the WWE.
Look who's in that first match. We got...
You're going to have to read it. They can't read this online.
Kelly Klein and Crazy Mary Doppler.
Kelly-
Where's this at?
This is the Ring of Honor, New Japan Global Wars show this Sunday. You guys are going to have to...
We're going to have to say it out loud.
We're gonna have to
That's
say
why
it
I brought
out
you
loud.
here.
Oh, you want me to actually
This is a
read it?
podcast.
Yeah. What do you...
The Addiction, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian versus Cheeseburger and Jushin Thunder Liger. Holy crap.
In a tag team match. Okay, first of all, who do you have?
I got to go with my boy Cheeseburger.
Who do you have in this?
What, the team? Oh,
Yeah, who's going? Who's
Liger's
winning?
always over.
Who's winning?
Liger.
Okay, I'm going with the Addiction, and they're going to pin Cheeseburger.
Really?
That's yeah.
Well, that's the only thing that makes sense because Liger's not going to put somebody over on non-TV. Not on TV. Not if it ain't on TV.
Right.
He has before.
Would you?
No. All right. But, okay, so I'm going with Addiction over pinning Cheeseburger. Liger's outside the ring. These guys went with Cheeseburger and Liger. All right, next up, Bullet Club.
Without
The
Kenny
young-
Omega.
Yeah. But it's still Bullet Club because it's the Tunga Brothers and Jack and the Young Bucks versus Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Matt Seidel, and how you pronounce that?
Kushida?
Kushida? I'm not good with Japanese names, dude. in an 8-man tag match. So you know what that means. Whole lot of flippy shit going on.
Yeah. I think the Bullet Club will win because I think maybe Kenny Omega might be ringside, and he might help him win.
I doubt that though. Why would Kenny Omega? You know he's going to have to get a payday. Why would he be ringside if he's not being used?
Yeah.
I doubt that he's there. That's why they have this match.
Okay. Well, I still think that they go over.
I totally agree.
TJ?
I agree.
TJ, you realize we're on?
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize.
TJ thinks he's on camera. Okay. Next we got Nato versus O'Reilly in a singles match.
Tetsuya Naito is probably my favorite wrestler in New Japan right now, so I'm going for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the champ?
Yeah.
Over there right now? Yeah, he's the one that threw the belt.
Yeah.
It's like I thought he was like cheesy, but I still liked him a little bit. But since having the title,
He's incredible.
Since having the title, I'm a big fan of him. I'm gonna go with Nato.
Okay.
O'Reilly.
Okay.
You think they're gonna have him beat their IWGP champion?
It's non-title, right?
It's not even for the title. It's
That's
just
what I said. It's non-title, right?
But
That's
it is.
what
But
a
it is.
roll-up's for.
But it is.
That's what a roll-up's for.
But it is an inter-promotion match, so I mean, it is. He will go out there known as their champion. I doubt O'Reilly wins. When Red Dragon's still a tag team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see your point, but
Right.
I want to see.
You want to take it from here?
Yeah, sure. We got because it's a Japanese names. We got Tanahashi and Michael Elgin versus Okada and Moose.
First of all, I got to see Moose's gear for this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First of all, the bottom of his shoes say "fuck you."
Oh really?
Yeah. It is spray painted on like airbrush, and in the fuck you part, in the U part, it is the New Japan logo. On his trunks, it spells Moose, but on the one O that's in the middle, it is an ROHO. But in the middle of that ROHO is the New Japan sign. Wow. So he went all out for gear this year.
Right, so who wins?
Oh,
this was a tough one to pick.
I'm gonna go with Elgin.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
he's he just had a good match with Naito in New Japan this week. You guys should check that out. Mm-hmm. But
he also had one with Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that not a lot of people know about.
You know, he
took a fucking power bomb from the ring to the floor.
He was almost
holy shit.
He was almost my wrestler of the week.
Who?
Michael Elgin.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw him at an ROH TV taping, and he went against Richards.
Okay.
And it was right after they had that match of the year candidate. Like, you know. So, literally, I was watching the match, and everybody... I didn't get to see the first one. But just watching the second one, I was like, holy shit. And then everybody started chanting, like, match of the year. So I figured it was, pretty darn close.
All right, so we got Michael Elgin on that one. Tomohiro Ishii versus Bobby Fish.
I really want Bobby Fish to win that title.
The world television title.
I want that.
I think he will.
I want Bobby to win that title.
Yeah.
That's just personal one. That's not even like a you think who what. No, like that's who I want to see. Again,
I agree. Yeah, I'm shaking my head.
All right, so that's for the world title, the world television title. The number one contendership for that title is a four-corner survivor match: ACH versus Adam Page versus Dalton Castle versus Roderick Strong.
What is this match for?
This is for the number one contender for the world television title. So this would be the right to face Bobby Fish.
If Bobby Fish wins.
If he wins.
Oh,
Dalton Castle was a favorite of this podcast, so I might go with him.
That's what I was thinking, too.
We are on a podcast and need to talk.
No. I didn't have anything to say right now because, like, I'm just so... I could see that. I could see them going any way, any of those. Like for Fish to win, and then finally get Strong coming after Fish, and Strong not getting a title shot because Strong not giving one to Fish for the long time. I can see Dalton getting it because he is entertaining as hell and can work.
Oh yeah.
Page is up and coming. That might be a surprise. ACH, I wouldn't be surprised either. Me personally, though, I hate to pick two, but it's hard for me to pick one. So it's either Castle or Strong for me.
All right. So
for those two reasons, is because Castle could do so much with that title, or Strong could work a really good feud coming back off of what Fish and Strong was doing in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got War Machine, Hanson, and Ray-Ro versus the Briscoes.
I want them damn belts back on the Briscoes.
Yeah,
I agree. I like the Briscoes.
I like War Machine, and they're just dominating and big. But damn it, I want my titles on the Briscoes.
I agree. If
Jay's not in the world title hunt, I want them as my tag champs.
Okay, world title match: Jay Lethal and Colt Cabana. The match everyone has been waiting for weeks. I don't know that they're going to put Cabana over, but this is going to be fun to watch.
Cabana's never held the world title there.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think this is the time for him?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I do and I don't. Right now, with who you have there, who better to take that title from him?
True, but they're also Jay Lethal is a big enough name.
But at the same time, Jay Lethal's so big that if he beats Colt, it doesn't hurt Colt. It doesn't. It looks good for Jay. It really doesn't like take him to a whole level, but it looks good for Jay that he beat Colt Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's an either or here. But at the same time, I also don't think this is we had the match and now we're moving on. I honestly think Colt's in there to do
for the long haul,
to do a story with Jay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
so are we going Jay Lethal here?
I'm going Jay Lethal. No way it's a clean finish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be clean at all, but it's definitely Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. I don't know. We might live tweet this show. You guys might want to check it out this weekend. It depends. We'll see.
I won't be a part of that.
Tim will be sailing.
I'll be sailing into seas that I've never sailed in before. I will be leaving the country. So next week's show, we are going to handpick a special guest to take my spot. No, we don't care that you want to be on. No, we don't want to do a poll because we don't trust your guys' decision making. So we're going to handpick someone to take my spot for next week.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise.
And you'll be disappointed either way, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're a wrestling fan, so you're going to find something to bitch about.
All right, guys.
You guys have a good night. Thanks for checking out the 7th episode of this crazy mess. Real Shoot Pro Wrestling.
Thanks for joining us, TJ Phillips.
You're welcome, guys.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.